You're listening to Midlife Side Quest, the Over the Hill Gaming Podcast. Here's your host, John Wall.
It's June 19th, 2025, and welcome to episode 138 of Midlife Side Quest, the Over the Hill video game podcast. My name is John Wall, and every Thursday morning I bring you my video game impressions, the latest industry news, and tales of a Gen X geek delivered to you in just 15 minutes. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I am glad you're here. I hope you're having a great week. My week has been stressful, but it's getting better. The weekend's almost here. So let's get going. On this episode, I'm going to be talking about the game To a T. But as always, we start the show by checking out some of the gaming news from the past week. And just a few days ago, PlayStation boss Herman Hulst got out in front of investors and said that Bungie's upcoming multiplayer game Marathon was not going to suffer the same fate as their recent game Concord, which was famously pulled from the PlayStation Store after less than a week. It was a big disaster. He said that the upcoming game was going to be, quote, very bold, very innovative, and deeply engaging. Encouraging words for a game which didn't exactly set the world on fire during its recent alpha test weekend. So fast forward about 48 hours, and now PlayStation has delayed the release of Marathon indefinitely. In a statement, Bungie says that they've been monitoring the conversation surrounding the game and, quote, we've taken this to heart and we know we need more time to craft Marathon into the game that truly reflects our passion. After much discussion within our dev team, we've made the decision to delay the September 23rd release. The alpha test created an opportunity for us to calibrate and focus the game on what will make it uniquely compelling. Survival under pressure, mystery and lore around every corner, raid-like endgame challenges, and Bungie's genre-defining FPS combat, unquote. Clearly now, nobody, myself included, wants to see a game fail. It's bad for the industry. It's bad for the hardworking developers on that team. And it's bad for players. It's bad for people who spend their money on these games. But this is just the latest stumble in Sony's poorly executed plan to focus on multiplayer games and games as service titles. It has led to games flopping, games being canceled, studios closing, and a real sense that PlayStation has lost the narrative of what players actually want. And their lack of any big PlayStation showcase the last couple of years to show off upcoming big titles really proves that they have dug themselves a hole that is going to take a long time to dig out of. But Marathon isn't quite 6 feet under yet. Bungie also said in the statement, quote, you'll hear from us again later this fall when we can share the progress we've made alongside the game's new release date. Thank you again for your patience and, much more importantly, your passion. Your continued feedback will help us make Marathon the incredible gaming experience we all know it can be. We'll see. So, To a T is the latest title from publisher Annapurna Interactive and Keita Takahashi's new studio, Uvula, which, number one, is a great name for a studio. And number two, if you aren't familiar with Takahashi's name, you'll probably know his work as the creator of the Katamari Damacy series. So knowing that, I went into this game expecting the weird to be cranked up to 11. And he definitely did bring the weird. It's maybe at like an 8 in this game, though. Not quite as bonkers as his other works. So if you're a fan of his quirky style, to a T does deliver. Unfortunately, what it doesn't bring is that super satisfying gameplay hook that made the Katamari games so addicting. In the game, you play as a 13-year-old student who you can name him whatever you want. I stuck with the default option, teen, because that's just silly. And teen has a unique problem in that his body is stuck in a T-pose, meaning his arms stick straight out from side to side and he's unable to lower them. How did this happen? Was there a terrible accident? Was he born this way? I'm going to go with it being a developmental issue that came on over time, because if he was born this way, I think his mother would hold on to a lot more resentment against him. Either way, being in a T-pose presents all sorts of problems for him. In addition to the teasing he gets from the other middle school kids, because middle school kids are absolute little jerks, his condition makes it difficult to do simple tasks like brush his teeth, eat breakfast, or go to the bathroom. Luckily, he gets assistance from his trusty canine sidekick, who you can also name, but again, I stuck with the default name, Dog. And how exactly does Dog assist Teen when they both go into the bathroom in the morning? Those details are left up to the imagination. So the game is divided up into chapters, with each one feeling kind of like a different episode of a Nick Jr. cartoon, complete with an intro and a ridiculous but pretty catchy theme song that plays before each chapter. And each day starts with Teen waking up, getting ready for his day, uses the bathroom, he gets dressed, goes downstairs for a bowl of cereal, says hi to his mom, and then it's off to school. On your way to school, you can explore the town a little bit, talk to the townsfolk, and every day you stop by the neighborhood market to grab something to eat for lunch at school that day, usually a delicious sandwich made by a giraffe, because everybody knows that giraffes make the best sandwiches. Gameplay-wise, to a T is light. It's, for the most part, you're using pretty simple movements on the controller to help Teen perform everyday tasks. You hold the right stick to help him hold out his toothbrush, then press LB to squeeze out the toothpaste, then rotate the right stick in circles to brush, things along those lines. Every once in a while it gets a little more involved, like a light rhythm game to stretch before gym class at school, but it's never, really challenging at all, and there doesn't seem to be any penalty or reward for how you do. Coming from the creator of Katamari, you kind of expect some sort of, clever gameplay mechanic to keep you coming back for more, but it's just not there. Unless holding right to pour a bowl of cereal is really engaging to you. I do gotta say, though, what it lacks in compelling gameplay, it somewhat makes up for with its charm and its general sense of fun. The story and characters are goofy, the music is catchy, and behind all the nonsense, there is a lesson about not only accepting but celebrating the differences that we all have. And that's kind of a nice message for a video game. To a T is it's a silly game with a good heart. With its simplicity and its vibe, I think it's probably best targeted towards a younger crowd, probably those that are newer to playing video games, I could definitely see the bluey watching age group finding a lot of fun in this. And that's totally cool. It's tough for me to be too hard on this game. I don't think there's anything particularly wrong with it. It's just, it's simple. It's light. And, to be honest, there truly aren't enough well-made video games for young kids. Finally, this week, I want to send out some positive vibes to Mr. Marcus Beer. Marcus has been around the games industry for decades, doing everything from consulting to PR work. And if you know him, it's probably from his time at GameTrailers.com, where he would also sometimes go by the Annoyed Gamer moniker. And that's where I first found him years ago, and I've been following him online pretty much ever since. And despite that, cranky sounding alter ego, he has always seemed like a very sweet man. And Marcus has been having a pretty rough go of it. In addition to he and his wife losing their home in the California wildfires recently, he's also been battling health problems for a while. And the other day he posted on Instagram that things maybe aren't looking so great in that respect. I think sometimes it's easy to forget that the people that we watch on YouTube or Twitch or whatever, they're people. They're like us, and they have normal lives, and they go through tough times. And I think it's important to tell those people as often as we can that their work and what they do is important and it's meaningful to us. And I know when I was sick, it made a huge difference to hear kind words from people that listen to this show, and it also helped to watch the the podcasters and the gaming personalities that I really enjoy. So I hope you will join me in sending them some positive vibes and keep Marcus and his family in your thoughts. I'll also put a link in the show notes to their GoFundMe page in case you would like to lend them some support in this time. Thank you so much for listening to Midlife Side Quest. I really appreciate you making time in your day to hang out with me. You can catch a new episode of the show every Thursday wherever you listen to podcasts, and you can support the show by subscribing and leaving a review. So until next time, be well and happy gaming.